Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here's the Fool card. That is a pretty nice way to begin a reading, I've got to say. But it doesn't leave us with very much to go with, right? It's freedom. It's transcendence. It's feeling that we have a purpose, but we don't really have a purpose. You know, that we're out here doing our thing, but we don't have an agenda, maybe, right? Let's put this into some context. I feel this is lightness in your step. This is a lot of joy. This is a lot of humor, a lot of laughter. Right? Let's see what else is going on here. A lot of laughter. Oh, we've got a Chariot card too. The Fool and the Chariot. So I feel like part of you knows where they're going, has a path, has a plan, is on course, but there's part of you that is just kind of enjoying the ride. It's like, kind of looks like, you know, when your dog hangs its head out of the window. Right? You're driving, you know where you're going, and there's an important reason why you're going there, but the dog's just enjoying the ride, just enjoying the wind in its face, right? And I feel like this is really beautiful energy. I almost want to just stay with these two cards. We got a Three of Pentacles. Okay, that's good. An Ace of Wands. Yep, there's that purpose. There's the direction that we're taking. And there's the future that we're looking for. So it is, you know, there is like... there is a specific destination for you. And I think you know where you're going. There's also this excitement about all the different things you get to do when you get there. It's almost like we're on this road trip, and we're just telling the kids, just wait till we get there. We're going to swim, we're going to fish, we're going to paint, there's going to be other people there, there's going to be good food, there's going to be music. It's just all sorts of things that we get to do when we get there, right? This is nice. And of course the Three of Pentacles too is showing that we know how to get there. We've got the Art or Temperance card, and the Emperor, and a Four of Pentacles, yeah, that makes sense, and a Five of Wands, yeah. So we are, we're on this rather fun journey here. And it's almost like this Fool is just kind of not paying attention to the road. I wonder if part of it is you're driving, but you're hanging your head out of the window, not really looking where you're going, right? We've got to be careful. We've got to temper our enthusiasm. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is one random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're just going to set it down right here. We're going to put Alien, Simon Mork Ripley, right there on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together, and it will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. All right, let's do it together. Let's make it a group exercise in intuition. All right, and let's take a look around again. So we've got major, major. Major, major. We got fire, fire, fire. And, well, even the Emperor is some fire, and even the Art or Temperance card is some fire. We don't really have much water. Whoops, sorry, Bob, I'm always knocking him over. We have only water here in this Chariot energy because this is the Cancer card. This is the energy of the sign of Cancer, and that's a watery sign, obviously. We don't have any air, except for the Fool. The Fool is pure air. The Fool is not the kind of air that we usually get, like Swords cards, right? Because the Swords cards are confusion and debate and second guessing and questioning and wondering and doubting ourselves. No, the Fool is like, I don't care. Wherever we're going, I don't care. I'm enjoying the ride. We're having fun while we're getting there, while we're going. And I wonder if part of this is that are we forgetting where we're going? We're having so much fun on this journey that we almost forget that we have a destination. You know what I mean? We just kind of like being in the car driving. Yeah, we like those long road trips. Do you have a family dog, or Spirit showing me like a dog that like is always with you? Maybe this is the dog hanging out the window of the car or in your lap while you're driving, you know? There is a connection with a canine here for you. I don't know if you had dogs as a kid, or if you have one now, or if there's a family dog, or maybe there's a dog where you're going. Yeah. The Fool has no sense of purpose, but at the same time, it is a card that is kind of naturally purpose-driven. The Fool is all about transcendence. It can sometimes stumble into a lot of success, I'd say. Sometimes the Fool, or that part of us that we would call, the Fool energy, tends to avoid certain things and focus on other things in a rather unconscious way. Doesn't realize that it's doing that. You always kind of go after the same goals. You always want the same. I think as humans, we naturally are drawn to those things that bring us pleasure, and we're naturally repelled by those things that give us pain, right? And I think the Fool, the pure Fool, is someone that doesn't really know the difference and doesn't discern between the two. Doesn't like pain, sure, isn't going to say no to pleasure, but will take every experience as it comes, right? Good or bad, positive or negative, because that's all part of the journey. So when we say we're on a journey, we're not just trying to feel those things that we like about the journey. Sometimes road trips can be exhausting. They're expensive. You got to pay for gas. You get cramped sitting there. Sometimes you start getting annoyed with the people you're with, right? You don't have any snacks. There's not a bathroom around, But generally, we know that we're going somewhere. We're trying to make the most of this trip. We are enjoying it. We like to hang our head out the window and feel the breeze. So the Chariot here is your sense of traveling to a destination, having a path in life that you're trying to follow. And I wonder if the Fool energy is kind of hanging the head out the window saying, over there looks way better. Can we take a detour? Can we go see the world's biggest ball of yarn or whatever? I kind of get a National Lampoon's thing here. No, kids, we're late already. We got to keep going. So on the one hand, this is, excuse my voice today. My throat's really bad. This seems to me like we're trying to stay the course, but there's part of us that wants to go have fun, And it seems like a pretty good balance, though. It seems like one part, and maybe there is a partner that you're with. There is the possibility that there is someone traveling with you in this life, either as a friend, as a companion. Maybe it is the dog, maybe it's a spouse, whatever it might be. But I feel like there's one side of things that is very strict, very orderly, very like we have an itinerary, we're sticking to the schedule. We've got to leave in 30 seconds and then we'll be there in 5.2 hours or whatever. Like very scheduled, And then the Fool is like, let's just start going in that direction, and when we get hungry, we'll eat. When we see something that looks pretty over there, we'll go look at it. We're not on a schedule. We might get there tomorrow. We might get there in a year from now. Yeah. And so both of these energies have their benefits. We want to explore. We want to experience the journey and everything it has to offer us. But at the same time, we want to get to our destination. We don't want it to be a year from now. If we planned it out, it'll be 6 months. Why is it going to suddenly now it's a year, right? So we're not saying that one of these energies is better, but that they're both in you. And I think they're both kind of like wrestling for the control here, you know. I don't know what movie. It reminds me of some movie, maybe a John Candy movie or something. But I feel that there's one, it's the serious, and then it's a common trope in these kind of comedy movies, like buddy movies. There's always one really serious buddy, and then there's one buddy that is just has no plan, no direction at all, right? And in the end, they both kind of learn from each other, and, you know, they evolve. Yeah. I feel like that's kind of what's going on with you. I feel like you do have this Ace of Wands back here. This is very focused energy. You have a conscious awareness of where you're going. This was you starting the engine and driving toward your goal. Whatever that goal may be, whether it's career, family, if it's something creative, if it's starting your own business, if it's a spiritual goal, whatever it is, you've got plans. And this was the beginning of those plans. This was the energy that set you out on this journey. Okay. I think the excitement is really starting to grow in you, because as you're driving, you're starting to think of, wow, all the different things that I can do, all the possibilities, all the things I'll get to create, all the experiences that I'll have. And so we see this card, and it really is like we're getting anxious to get to the destination. Yeah. And so I wonder if part of this really, especially when we see the Temperance card, the Emperor card, the Four of Pentacles on the path of the Serpent, I wonder if we're trying to get that fool to just be quiet, you know? Because we're very excited about getting to our destination. We feel like that's when the real creativity, that's when the fun is really going to start, right? Once we get there. And the Three of Pentacles down below, that is you're understanding the process of change or the process of creation on the physical plane. You have this vision of the future, right? You know what the destination looks like. And the Three of Pentacles says you know how to get there, all right? You know what it's going to take. If this is building a business or some sort of career success or building a life, maybe you literally are traveling, maybe you're relocating. I feel there's a strong connection with water or with like an ocean kind of environment for you. We don't see a lot of small cards in the Suit of Cups here. There's no minor arcana cup cards here. But that Cancer energy really does give me that connection with the sea, you know, whole crab thing and shellfish and all that stuff. I don't know if you're traveling to the coast or maybe you're from the coast or something like that. But it's a strong connection with that water. Yeah. You understand the difficulties. You understand it's going to really be a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to make this goal, make this will a reality. Yeah. And what we're doing is going from fire to earth. This is always a theme on this channel, is that process of creation from fire to earth, right? We want to get from 1 to 10, 2 hands, pretend I got 10 fingers. We want to get from 1 to 10, right? From spirit to matter, from heaven to earth, from above to below, from idea to implementation, from will to action, from the thought of it, from the impulse to do it, to the manifestation of it, right? From 1 to 10, from fire to earth. We've got to go through everything else first to get there. But also, we want our heart and our mind to be in harmony so that we can get there fast, safely, successfully, right? In this process of fire to earth, right? We have fire, we have earth. We have fire, we have earth. You're manifesting your will. But what's right in the middle of that, either way we look, you slice it sideways or up and down. Doesn't matter how you make the sandwich. The air and the water, the thinking and the feeling, the heart and the mind are right in the middle. Right? And this is the resistor. The heart and the mind, the air and the water, is either going to act as the perfect conductor between source and matter, right? Between fire and earth, between your your will and its manifestation, it's either the perfect conductor or it's going to offer resistance. So if these two aren't getting along in the car, it's going to be a long ride. We may not even get there. We may get somewhere else. We may get lost, right? And that's when thinking and feeling are not in harmony, not getting along. We need these two to evolve together and learn how to work together to get ourselves to our earth energies, to get this thing manifested, right? It's very interesting that we see fire, earth, fire, earth. You have all of these plans, all of this excitement of what you want to do. You know how it's going to be done. You know what it's going to look like in your future. You had that, the impulse, the will, right? The kind of the spiritual energy to do it. But we're on this road trip, and these two aren't getting along so well, right? We need to harmonize them. And I think really that's what we're talking about down here with the Art or Temperance card. Now we're going to move to the Path of the Serpent. And as I do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really helps out the channel. I appreciate that. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers. I can't believe it. I never thought the channel would grow like this at all. And it is because of all of you, and I really do appreciate all of you. All right, thank you. We got the Art or Temperance card. And to me, that is this, to me, that's the kind of union of these two, figuring out a way to work together, right? Now, Spirit's indicating that you, or maybe you come from a military family, or your family traveled a lot when you were a kid, or like you relocated a lot. Kind of getting like a military kind of relocating kind of energy with your family. Yeah. I don't know where that's coming from exactly, but we'll see. Maybe that fits in, maybe that resonates with you, or that's some validation or confirmation of the energy that we're in. Those details come through. They're not meant for everyone. If it's not yours, just leave it for the next person. Okay. The Art or Temperance card, how these two get along. There has to be a strategy for these two getting along so that we can get to our goals. And this is really, again, it's kind of your heart is set on this destination, but the mind kind of wanders. The mind wants to kind of look at other things and explore other things, and sometimes gets distracted, right? Sees something else it wants to do. We get off course. Now, maybe that's not happening for you. Maybe you're not off course. Let's keep it that way, you know. But let's also try to enjoy the journey. Like, how do we stay on course but still enjoy the journey, right? How do we go wandering and go walkabout but still stay on course, you know? That's the Art or Temperance card. That's the strategy. That's what really these two opposite, seemingly opposite things need to be blended together. Yeah. And really it's only in kind of Western philosophy that we separate the heart and the mind. You know, and we compartmentalize them sometimes, and we try to look at them as two different things that are just not, they're not of the same energy. They're not made of the same stuff. There's no way for them to connect, right? But in the East, the heart-mind is one organ. It's one thing. And it's always working together. And I think we need to try to get back to that, where they can have a conversation, the heart and the mind. Right? That we do understand the language that each other is speaking here. And it could be that you're with a traveling partner in life, like I said, and maybe the two of you kind of have this opposite thing where it's just like you want different things. You have the same goal perhaps, but a different way of getting there. And maybe we need to realize that it's the same goal. We just need to kind of blend those energies together and learn how to communicate, right? So for some of you, there's someone else with you. Yeah. Spirit's telling me to ask about the invisible ink. Did you... I remember as a kid having like invisible ink that you'd write with it and then it would disappear or something. I don't remember how you got it to reappear, but was there some kind of joke about the invisible ink, or is that... I don't know what that's about. That's a strange one. Let's talk about the Emperor, though, next. The Emperor, I think, it's in the position of the environment. So, to me, the Emperor is kind of the executive function in us. And it's sometimes a little bit of ego, but to me, it kind of feels like a higher self kind of energy. It's not mind, it's not heart, right? It's something else. It's a higher kind of executive function. It's a higher authority. And I feel like this is kind of it's almost like these are the two kids in the back of the car, and we just need to be the grown-up here and just say, we're going, yes, we can stop for some, we can stop a little bit along the way, but not too much, And also, has your dad passed? I feel a strong father connection with this one. Or maybe, I don't know if you're traveling with your dad, or I feel like your dad's with you, But I don't know if that means physically with you, or if dad has passed, but their energy is still with you. Spirit's telling me to ask about dad. Yeah. And I feel like dad had something with a face. I don't know, maybe the eyes. Maybe the eyes were like a really kind of vivid color, like really unique eyes or something. Spirit's kind of pointing me toward the eyes, area. Interesting. I think for some of you that's going to be an influence on you, the father energy. Okay. But I think this card also is very much about us taking control. Now, maybe part of this future that you're manifesting. Now, we didn't talk too much about the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the one that can see the details of the future, knows what your life is going to look like, right? I wonder if part of that is you taking over something. I almost feel like you are traveling somewhere to take over a business, or to take over a project, or to go in and fix something or correct something, or like, I don't know, there's some sort of a leader. There's something that you're moving toward that is like, I don't know if it's a business or if you're a fixer of some kind, But I feel like you are in charge of something when you get there. And maybe it's a family thing, maybe it's, maybe it is a career, maybe you're starting a business. The arrival really is kind of getting the business open. Yeah. And then it is something that you're going to have to commit to. And maybe there's a little bit of this Fool energy, because we know once we get to this destination, whether it's a literal destination or a metaphorical destination, once we get there, the fun and games are over. And now it's all work. It's a lot of creativity. It's a lot of possibilities. There's all of these things now that you get to do, but it's basically now you've got to run the show. You've got to kind of step into this energy, this leadership energy. Maybe you're the owner. Maybe you're kind of taking over a department of the company or a franchisor. I don't know, something like that. And so it's almost like we don't want to really get there, because then it really means we got to grow up, So we're kind of like, we're still in a little bit of this Fool energy, but we know we got to step up real soon, yeah. And the Four of Pentacles is next. And this is the card that we don't want, right? And this is kind of a basic routine stability in life. There's no fun and games in here. This is just rigid. There's no flow, there's no music, there's no dancing. It's just business, right? It's just kind of like, it's that very structured and ordered life, which is a good foundation to have, but I think you look at it as being a little bit isolating. Yeah, because, look at the difference between the Eight of Wands. This is kind of what we're excited for. All this, this is a celebration here. This is a lot of music and dancing, right? A lot of creative energy here. But then we're worried that we're going to get there and it's going to be a Four of Pentacles. It's going to be like just boring, right? But I think that this is an important card. We need this. We need the structure. We need the discipline. We need the rules so that we can then kind of transcend them, right? Which is what we see at the end with the Five of Wands here. This is a situation that you don't want because you feel like this is going to be just stifling, soul-crushing, right? Just a square life. But then we get this next card, and this is not the square life. This is change. This is movement. This is dancing, right? This is music now in this situation. It's kind of like we have to learn the rules. You have to establish the structure and order. You got to kind of learn what you're doing, and then you can make it your own. Then you can put your unique spin on things. So it's kind of like we are taking that Chariot and that Fool together, and we're going to learn the business. We're going to learn our responsibilities and take care of our responsibilities. And then we're also going to add in our own creative energy, right? Put your own flavor into it, your own style on it. Yeah. So it's kind of, it's the cards of change. And we're worried that this card will not change, but it does, right? We're putting that energy into it. And this again kind of shows me that you're somehow going to like fix something, or like there's a failing department and you're going there to like breathe some life into it, you know? So there's something here where you're bringing the fire with you into this Four of Pentacles kind of area and bringing it back to life in some way. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what that is. It feels like there's a department or a franchise that's not doing so well, and you're going there to kind of breathe some life back into it, make it successful again, right? Let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this will give us a little bit of a clue here, what's going on. I can see that we need some cups, but I don't know that we're going to get any cups. I kind of feel like we're getting more earth energy. But maybe a six. Maybe a Six of Cups. Six of Pentacles would be okay too. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Here we go. Oh, the Sun card. This is very nice. The Sun card is kind of the way it looks over here, right? With this kind of boring, dark, this is just like we're working down in the dungeons, and we don't, there's no light down here. It's just like, it's boring, it's soul-crushing work. But then there's this bright creative light up above. And to me, that really is the sun. Right? The sun is illuminating everything. The sun is bringing the magic and the creativity into what would otherwise be a kind of cold, dark world, right? And this is the energy that's bringing life into it. So I feel like you're this sun, and you're the one that's bringing life into this situation when you get there, right? You're going to be this kind of creative force. And you're shining your light on this situation, and it's going to start growing, and it's going to prosper, it's going to flourish, it's going to be very rewarding. Yeah. So I don't know exactly what this is, but I know that when you get there, this kind of energy is going to be activated in you. And you're going to see that this is the opportunity for this intense creativity that you want. But then also the leadership and the organization. It's like it's going to be the best of all worlds for you. Yeah. I think it really is going to be fulfilling. It's going to be demanding and challenging, but it's going to bring out the very best qualities in you. I think you're going to enjoy it. Yeah. We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, click on the link that should be up there. If not, there's one down in the video description. New readings for Scorpio every Wednesday and Saturday. I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me tomorrow. Okay. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Totally free. Doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. Yeah. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.